I'm speaking now with Puneet Chhatwal, MD and CEO of IHCL. Mr. Chhatwal, great to speak with you as always. We enjoy our chats here on NDTV Profit. The numbers I think have just been exactly what the street had hoped for and a little more. Some would say that this is a great quarter seasonally for your space. But despite that, do you think that there have been any positive surprises with the way this quarter panned out?
Yeah, there are a lot of positive surprises, but you just alluded to what we always say. We say we promise, we deliver, and preferably a bit more than what we have promised. So I think the guidance we have been giving consistently is very much in line with no big surprises in the results. But what is positive is something happened very different. We realized that many of our destinations, the New Year Eve was full. It was sold out. It's not that it was not, but a lot of arrivals started happening on the 2nd of Jan till the 6th of Jan. Now, this is something new. Usually the hotels would start getting empty on the 2nd and 3rd of January, and they start filling up again from 10th, 11th, 12th Jan when people come back to work. So a lot of people were very clever in their spending, and which is good for us because we got more occupation and started the calendar year on a good note. That's one surprise positive. The second positive surprise has been that the spiritual destinations continue to outperform our expectations. Even the newly opened Taj in Puri on 24th of December has been just doing phenomenally well. And the third one, which is a positive surprise. We expected 35% growth on our new businesses, which we have been communicating, but we got with Ginger more than 40% growth on the top line. And we also opened a very big Ginger in Goa, in north of Goa, 260 rooms, also towards the end of the year. So I think all that will start helping the business further as we go forward into the last quarter and the next financial years.
Just an aside before we go deeper into the numbers, this would be now your 4th property in Goa. At a time, this entire festive season, there was this concern, question, narrative that Goa is losing its steam, less tourists coming in. But you have now 4 properties in Goa. Have you seen any of that playing out?
Amanna, we have 5 Taj branded properties, we have 5 Ginger branded properties, we have 2 Vivantas, we have a Selections, we have several hotels under construction and development in Goa. We have another 40 homestays, and we can say that we spent a lot of money in Goa in the last 2 years and are spending more, renovating, upgrading, because we just celebrated 50 years of Fort Aguada. And the main block in Fort Aguada is getting a complete new makeover. So we are very positive. And, when we reported our results on Friday in the investor call, we also gave separate, results based on the markets, how Mumbai did, how Delhi did, and how Goa. So for us, Goa is a growth story, has been a profitable story. Yes, during and post-COVID, Goa hit very big highs. So going higher and higher on a very high base with the same percentage level may not be possible, but on an absolute amount, we are very well positioned with Goa.
Let me just come to the margin figure. There's been an expansion of 70 basis points in a quarter where we saw consolidation of the Taj Sats business. What has been the reason or the key driver here and the sustainability that you see?
Actually, the occupancy levels have hit very high, and when your occupancies hit 75% or more, then your ability to charge becomes higher. And the higher you are able to charge on the rate, the stronger is the flow through to your bottom line. And the stronger the flow through, the higher the margin. But more importantly for us, our not like-for-like growth is very strong in the last few years. We have opened so many hotels on capital light model that we have reached that balanced portfolio of 50% on capital heavy, 50% on capital light, and a lot of new businesses, as I said, driving very high margin growth. So you can expect the margins to sustain in that plus minus 200 basis points because of the change in the business model.
Plus minus 200 basis points to 38% where we are right now?
Yes, it could go up to 40 plus. And in a worst case, if there were headwinds, maybe it comes down to 36. But the size of the business will keep growing at the enterprise level because we are opening 24 hotels this year. We have already opened 20. We'll be opening 30 in the next financial year at a minimum, if not more. So all that coming on capital light will also help increase your share of capital light businesses, which will help to provide very strong foothold on high margin business.
Now for FY25, you have guided for double-digit revenue growth. Is that on track, Mr. Chhatwal? And then if you achieve it, as it seems perhaps likely from the first 3 quarters, then do you have an even higher guidance for FY26? What is FY26 then looking like?
On a lighter note, double digit is anything till 99%, right? So I think if we keep anything between 12 to 15% on a very large portfolio, on a very large base that we have, it will be a very good number. So we are very confident of achieving that. Mathematically, we have 9 months behind us and first 19 days of the last quarter. There's nothing that we know of based on the business on the books that would suggest that we go anything below the current average. If at all, we could only go higher than the current average of 9+ months. And that is because the first quarter, if you would recall, because of severe heat as well as the elections, there was a dip in business in the first quarter, or there was some softness. So we did not achieve the double digit in the first quarter, but the quarter 2 and quarter 3 have come very strong. Quarter 4 has started very strongly. And we do believe that as long as demand continues to outpace supply, we do believe as we keep growing our not like for like business, especially growth driven through new businesses with solidity in our core brand Taj, we are in for not just next year, but in the short term, we are in for a very good run.
Just wondering, is quarter 4 looking like the momentum will continue so far with concerts? You have the Kumbh Mela. I mean, both of these events or all of these kinds of events have a lot of excitement about it. But if I drill it down to impact for IHCL, what would you say?
I'm very positive. I think what the concerts has done on the weekend, what the Kumbh Mela is going to do till almost end of February, what the Aero Show, which is coming with all the delegations. We just had the Singapore head of state visit. We are going to have Indonesian head of state visit. I mean, there's so many heads of states that are expected to come with the government delegations coming in and the foreign tourist arrivals. The foreign tourist arrivals are expected to grow. There's been some softness. We're still below pre-COVID level. I'm quite sure that within the next 12 months, we will exceed that level. The question is how much more will come because we are at a very low level. We have a potential to do much more. So hoping that all will augment the performance of the sector and will give the necessary support because at the moment it's all been running very strongly on the domestic room nights. But if you look back a year ago, Tamanna, everybody said, including with your colleague, Mr. Shah, when we spoke, he said, oh, this year we have G20 and we have Cricket World Cup. What will happen next year? So we're still ahead of next year, and that too by double digit. So I think the same trend will continue, and you'll not have one concert in 6 months or in 3 months. I think very soon, over the next 3-5 years, we will have one major concert in every metro of India. And that's just something which is going to happen. And it happens in all top economies of the world. There is no reason why it should not happen in India. And it doesn't have to be always international stars. We have enough of stars in India, whether it's a Shankar Mahadevan or a A.R. Rahman or many others who I cannot name in this short interview, but there is a lot of potential, and Diljit Dosanjh is all the concerts are sold out. So I think a lot more is going to keep happening on this front.
Yeah, no, the concert economy is a whole different ballgame, no doubt about it. I think extended wedding season should also possibly help. Just one last point, and we speak about this every quarter, but I think it's important to come back to it, is the recovery in foreign tourist arrivals. Is that something now that will be the icing on the cake, but we're no longer waiting with bated breath, considering the size of domestic tourism? Is that a fair assessment?
Absolutely, and it should happen. It helps you to earn foreign exchange. It helps you in the creation of jobs. It, more importantly, more than the economic value, it helps the positioning of India on the global map. And so I think a lot can be done there. A lot will be done there. And I'm quite sure you'll hear a lot of positivity around foreign tourist arrivals over the next 12 to 15 months, especially now that we have the infrastructure. We have the Yashobhumi in Delhi, we have the Bharat Mandapam, we have all these big conference venues, and we know what Jio has done to Mumbai. So with all these infrastructural developments, the likelihood of getting not just tourists who come to visit a Buddhist destination or to do the typical Delhi, Agra, Jaipur kind of circuit, but to get international MICE business, meetings, incentives, conferences. Today, we have the ability to do so, and with so many new airports coming in, with so many new airplanes which have been ordered, there is no reason that I see that some of this new demand that is getting induced will become the part and parcel of our business going forward.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Mr. Chhatwal, for speaking with us. I mean, this is one space that is looking increasingly interesting, even as we keep talking about discretionary consumption, taking a beat in the tourism space, and especially premier tourism space that doesn't seem to be happening. So thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. Always a pleasure.